Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode at Red Wolf Sports Videos, a podcast where you'll be able to kick back and listen to our theories, our thoughts, reactions to just sports teams, players, and just everything in the sporting industry. Today, we're going to be doing my thoughts on Laviska Shenault, the receiver out of Colorado. Now, my thoughts for those of you who are new is a series where we basically just give an unbiased approach on any type of players, sports teams, as I mentioned, and just kind of just break down what our initial thoughts are on that player or set team. Now the thing is, it's unbiased approach because I don't have any favorite teams. I do have players, but not any specific favorite players. So I just kind of just give my thoughts on what I see when I watch a certain player. Now, again, for those of you who are new, I'm not necessarily breaking down the whole coaches all 22 type of game tape film. I necessarily just watch the TV version, the TV copies of each players and the teams, and just watch to see if they are able to jump off my screen if I can notice them. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump right into my thoughts for Laviska Shenault. Now, he is a top receiver out of Colorado, as I mentioned, out of Texas. Is a junior, standing at about 6'1", 227 pounds. So he's a big, physical guy off the bat. He went to the combine and ran a 4.58 and put up 17 bench press reps. However, he was injured, had a core injury, so he wasn't able to really showcase all of his abilities and his skill set. So I do believe he's actually faster than a 4.58. If you kind of consider it, he ran that while also being injured. So that should tell you how good and how explosive he really could be. At the least, I believe he's sub 4.45, so I believe he runs a 4.4. So a guy that's definitely got some physical tools by being able to run that fast. Injured and also weighing in at 230 pounds. That's insane, so to go ahead and think about. So to just kind of just look at his background, what he was able to do and produce at the college level. He was all Pac-12 first team in 2018, led the FBS with 9.6 receptions per game. And he also came in fourth at receiving yards per game at 112.3 yards per game. So he finished his season, his sophomore season, with 86 receptions, about 1,000 yards, 11.8 yards per catch, and 6 touchdowns. So that was just amazing. He burst on the scene, and you got to remember, he's at Colorado. He's not doing this at LSU. He's not doing this at Alabama, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson. He's doing that at Colorado. No offense to Colorado, but you don't really hear too many top prospects in general that's just jumping off on the radar. So he did that, came back in 2019. However, the production did dip a little bit. He had some injuries, had a lot of going on at Colorado, but nevertheless still did his thing. He had 56 receptions, 764 yards, averaging about 13.6 per reception, and had 4 TDs. So he was able to dominate still. And I want to remind you as well, he did that with also playing multiple positions. This guy plays the X, the Z, and the slot. Also was a Wildcat quarterback. Also lined up in the backfield. Also returned kicks and punts. So versatility is just off the charts. That's actually one of my pros for him. So to go ahead and just piggyback off of that, my pros for him, just go ahead and start off with what I was just speaking on, his versatility. He can do it all. That's the number one thing that you'll see any draft person, any person that's discussing him, whether they work on a big time mainstream media such as Fox Sports or ESPN, NFL Network, whatever. Or if it's somebody small here like myself on YouTube discussing Laviska Shenault, they're going to talk about his versatility. That's the number one thing that jumps off. Another thing as well is his physicality. I mean, he's 6'1", 227, running fast as hell. I mean, he's going to be able to run people over with some explosive runs. He's built like a running back, and he just runs through defenders. Now, my cons for him is obviously his durability. I mean, the way he plays so physical that you don't know when the hit might be the last hit that can, eventually get him injured. So, durability will be a question. We'll definitely be able to see on the next level how durable he is. And then also my other two cons maybe, or just question marks. I don't really like to say cons because these guys are all physical specimens. They're all elite guys if you just were to just watch them work out. So I would just say just the question to answer when he gets to the next level is, he did this against Pac-12 defenders. Can he do it on the NFL level? I believe he can, but we'll have to see. And the other thing will be his route running. When you play so many different positions, it's hard to really work on just one of your crafts. I mean, like I said before, you got school, and you got this whole playbook where you're lining up as a Wildcat quarterback. You're in the backfield. You're returning kicks, punts. You're lining up all the different receiver positions. It's hard to really just sit back and just work on your craft. So that's something he'll be able to do at the next level, and we'll be able to see and just watch his journey, watch his game evolve. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, when I look at his player comp, obviously the first name that jumps to mind is Deebo Samuel for the 49ers. When he came out of South Carolina, he had pretty much the similar combine numbers. He is a little bit shorter. He's at 5'11". Laviska's at 6'1". Laviska's 227, and Deebo was 214 when he measured in at the combine, and then Deebo still had very similar numbers, so he ran a 4.48, and then put up 15 reps to Laviska's 17 reps on the bench. So I think when you just think about their abilities, both of their abilities. If you watch football even a little bit and you're not a diehard, and you just watch, let's say the Super Bowl, Deebo Samuel jumped out of this, he jumped off your screen. They were running end arounds after end arounds after end arounds. They get the ball in this guy's hands and just let him make a play. You don't even need to really have him run the whole route tree if you don't want to. You just get the ball to Deebo Samuel, get the ball to Laviska Shenault, and get out the way and let him do that thing. Run them screens, run jet sweeps, direct snaps. You can, line them up in the backfield. Let them do whatever you want them to do, and they're going to produce yardage for you. So not too many guys want to see these guys in the open field. Not too many DBs, especially corners. They out there getting paid to cover. Not too many guys want to see these guys coming off that edge, with the ball in their hands with a head of steam. That's not something that too many corners want to be able to see. Just looking at that and going back to Laviska Shenault, obviously, as I've been mentioning before, he's a first-round talent. He's definitely a first-round talent, no doubt about it. Do I believe my projection is going to be for him to go in the first round? I don't. I can see him going in the first round, but just, again, supply and demand. It's just too many guys. Besides Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb, maybe Henry Ruggs and Justin Jefferson out of LSU, I don't see too many guys I can guarantee is going in the first round. Laviska Shenault may not go in the first round. Because we got everything going on in the world, and not too many doctors can be able to evaluate Laviska Shenault's injury history, so that may cost him a little bit. And then B, it's just like I said, it's too many guys. So you never know though. We'll be able to see, and like I said, the draft is coming up in a couple of weeks, so we'll be able to see where Laviska Shenault falls to. And all in all, I actually don't think that it's a bad thing to fall. Yes, you do lose some money on your first contract, and it's easy to say when it's not my money, but all in all, when you kind of just go back and just do this for me, just go back and look at some of the drafts, people that was drafted. You can take last year, a year before that, year before that, year before that. You will be able to see a trend where most guys that were drafted later always falls to better teams, better organizations, and they do the best interest for you and also the team, where they put you in the best positions for you to succeed. I honestly believe more players are often ruined rather than they're bust. It's hard for me to just call a player a bust, um, which most fans, casual fans, be like, "Oh, that guy's a bust." No, you got to really look at the whole scope of the things and just understand that, this player may have went to such and such team, and their scheme just don't fit, or they're not using Laviska Shenault the correct way. They may be, just put him out there and say, run a dig, run a comeback, run a go, run a slant, run a post corner, run double moves, stopping goals. It may not necessarily be his game. His game is very similar to Deebo Samuel. Just get him the ball and get out the way. Give him a screen, let him do his thing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he falls. I just hope that he falls in the right place so we can see him flourish and see him dominate the game, as I believe that he could do. But nevertheless, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about Laviska Shenault Jr. Let me know if you agree or disagree, respectfully. No fault with that. I love hearing other people's thoughts. I don't want to just hear my own. I'm always open to hearing what other people think is going to happen. So, and the bright side is we'll be able to see what happens. So, just let me know, what you like about his game, what you dislike, your pros, your cons. If you agree, if he'll be a first round pick, or if you agree that he's a first round talent, may not go in the first round, or just whatever you think his best landing spots. If it's one of your favorite teams, if this is a guy that you like, that you want to see, just let me know. Go ahead and hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe. Appreciate it.